YouTube Nation, Maven TV, aka me TV, aka the man of 1,000 truths. And you know what? I wasn't even going to do a video today. I wasn't going to do a video yesterday either. I was supposed to take off all week because y'all know I'm going to Hadoken this weekend. And I still have a lot of stuff to do here in real life. Pack, schedule, all this type of stuff. I got to drive. I got things to do. Okay? Alright? But understand that you guys and girls have been asking me for videos. So yesterday's video was by fan request. Today's video is by fan request. And tomorrow's video, which I'm trying to hopefully, get done The Walking Dead Chapter 4 for you guys and girls as well. So as you see, I'm trying to jam as many videos in as possible before I leave. So let's get into today. I want to say thank you for watching the videos. Thank you for sending me information. And some of y'all, I don't know, some of y'all, your comments you've been sending me, something wrong with y'all. Right? But it's all good. Anyways, we're going to start off as usual with EA and they bullshit. So let's get started. All right. First off, EA. Lawsuit against former NCAA athletes. That's right, they lost the lawsuit. That means now that they lost the lawsuit against ex-NCAA players, that means anybody can come out of woodwork now and start suing EA. They've got a problem on their hands, okay? But that's not the big issue right now I want to talk about. The big issue right now is what's going on with the media, because once again, they're taking target at you gamers again. That's right, again. So let's get into this. Pat Robertson says playing violent video games is a sin. Really, Pat Robertson? Now, as we all know, nobody should listen to Pat Robertson. But Pat Robertson has a lot of money. And it's sad that we have to see this. So what I'm going to say to Pat Robertson, because, he's never played a video game in his life. So for him to say something like this is ridiculous. Now, for those who have seen the 700 Club or have not seen the 700 Club that Pat Robertson owns, and if you've seen any of his outlandish statements that he has said, in the past, especially about Haiti and things of that nature, he should not be taken seriously. He should not have a voice to, to say anything. And it's funny because a lot of you say that I shouldn't have a voice to say anything when guys like him really are just ignorant. They have so much hatred in their heart and they say that they're a man of God. It's bullshit. It really is. Now, Pat Robertson, here's the thing. For anyone who has seen since last week, if you've seen any of the 700 Club commercials that's been running on the air, all right, now they're trying to target the gays. That's right, because the newest 700 Club commercial was, oh, gays can get married now. So how strong is your faith? Are you really praying to God enough? Are you out there protesting the gays getting married? You should go out there. Please watch the 700 Club. That's what the commercial pretty much is. So, Pat Robertson, you're going to tell me you're okay with using fear, pushing fear-mongering to get people to get back into their faith. You're doing it wrong. Because a man of God shouldn't have to do that. If you so-called call yourself a man of God. So I would say you're a fraud. But we all know this. And this is what I mean about the 700 Club should not be on the air. Pat Robertson should not have a voice. But as long as you have money, people will let this go. That's what it comes down to. And now we'll talk about money later. Because, like I said, he's trying to say that playing these games are a sin and they can become an addiction. Now, I will talk about Piers Morgan a little bit because he had a special not too long ago about violent video games and how it's starting to mold into real life with some of these developers or some of these third-party, shall I say, third-party attachments, peripherals that we have seen not too long ago. So let's look at that real quick.
A teacher turned inventor under fire tonight with his creation. It's a video game controller that looks and feels just like an assault rifle, an idea that's so controversial in the wake of the Sandy Hook massacre. Even his wife won't let their young sons play with it. On the grill tonight is David Cockin. He's the creator of the Delta 6 game controller. Also joining me is his wife. Melissa, welcome to you both. So just for viewers who are watching this, I want you to show me immediately what this is and to use it.
Okay, well, this is an assault type rifle. And here, I'll just get...
And this can be used with any game like Call of Duty, any of the popular games?
Anything, and other systems too.
Right.
Xbox, PS3, PC, and the new generation. Okay.
Is it working?
Yep.
You're trying to find the game to play, right? Okay, look, it's not going to work, right? But I can see what happens. You fire the gun at it, yeah?
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, there's an IR sensor here, so that basically, when I want to, I zoom.
Right.
So, okay. Okay, see, now I'll show you right now. Okay, see, I go like this, I put my face down, and
right.
it zooms. I lift my head up, it doesn't. It zooms.
Right.
It has kickback. So when I'm doing this, there's a wheel here that's giving an actuator that's giving it kickback. I can reload.
So for all intents and purposes, it's like the real thing.
Yes.
And it feels like firing the real thing, yeah?
Yes.
Okay, I get it.
Okay.
I get it. Melissa, you don't like this very much.
No, I don't. And we have...
I'll be honest with you, I don't like it very much because I've got 3 teenage sons. They all play these games
Right.
and they love them. But there's something about it being detached in a video screen that something when I see this to me is Adam Lanza, Holmes at Aurora, every other mass shooting I've seen, coming vividly to reality.
And I agree with you. We have 2 little boys, 8 and 11, and they're not allowed to pick it up. And in fact, after Boston, even though guns were not involved with that, I told them, you've got to stop. This is not the time. There's too many things going on in this world. It's not the time. And if I won't let our kids pick it up, I don't know that I want anyone else's kids to pick it up either.
No, see,
Now, with that being shown, I will say that this is going to cause quite a divide within the gaming community and parents as well, because you're going to have parents who say, you know, that's way too much, that gun is way too realistic, it looks like you're loading a real gun, and then you're going to have gamers like myself who have lived in arcades, you know what I mean, who've played in arcades. Seriously, if you've ever played Terminator Salvation, you're thinking, hey, this is no different than the average light gun, and that we want, you know, more light guns instead of first-person shooters like Time Crisis and things of that nature. Is this going too far? That's the question, and you know what? I'll leave that for you, you know, to debate about in the comments, because as far as I'm concerned, I think it's going a bit too much in detail, but I still think it could be feasible if used right. So, like I said, for an experience, this is nothing new. This has been something that we've seen for years and years in arcades when it comes to picking up guns and shooting and zapping zombies or whatever. It just so happens it's a military shooter, but I'm sure if that gun prevails, it will be used all across the board for other games other than just military shooters. That's what it comes down to. All right, now, I want to say with the addiction phase of this, HLN, for anyone who did not see, HLN is trying to say that you gamers are addicts. That's right. And I want to put the screenshot up to show you what they think is addiction. And think about the things that they're showing, because this can be shown for a lot of other hobbies as well. Now, there's one thing that I will say after all those bad things, there's one thing that really stands out for me that's really bad. And I want to talk about how buying the product so much, it becomes an addiction. Now, HLN, what do you expect? Do you expect gamers to pirate? Is that what you want them to do? Because if they start pirating, then you'll say that, you know, they're stealing stuff, and then, as we all know, the companies will lock down even more. What do you expect people who have hobbies to do? They're paying for their hobbies. So the gaming industry thinks that we're pirating everything and stealing everything and giving us all these online passes and all this other stuff and use games, but then we have the media who says we're buying too much. It just sounds like that you're trying to put us in a box and then you just want us to stop playing altogether. That's what it feels like, okay? But I do want to move on about addiction, because for those who don't know, for a while now I've been talking about how I've been showing you videos how there needs to be gaming research, and I'm thinking there's nothing to research. Well, check this out. Now they're trying to pass a bill for gaming research. That's right. And consumer groups are launching a campaign against it. That's right. So we're going to have this, I'm telling you, this is going to be something that will either fly under the radar and be successful, or this will make a lot of noise and not work. We've seen this time and time again when people band together and things like this happen. I want to talk about how, check this out, people, a psychologist is pressing MMO devs to thwart gaming addiction. They're trying to say that the quests are too long to keep them in front of the screen. We know that this is true. We know that they're going to make the quest long. It's an MMO. And we've seen this before, and I've said this time and time again. They make the quest so long, you can go back to my DCUO videos. They make them this long, MMOs, to keep you playing. So when you have to pay a price, they want you in front of the screen, on their servers, all the time, so you can try to get the most out of your money. This is why gamers don't take those times off when it comes to MMOs. This is why free-to-play works a little bit better, because you have that flexibility to actually have a life. This is the difference. But a psychologist is pressing for that as well. Now, I do want to talk about gaming journalism in general, because one gaming journalist says they're embarrassed to be a gaming journalist. That's right, they're embarrassed because of the way gaming journalism has gone these days. Also, there's an official policy now of bad journalism. Both links will be in the info bar for you, just to show you just how bad it's getting out there. So the industry also has their problems as well when it comes to journalism, and it's good to see that people are starting to call each other out, because we see people write articles just for trolling for hits, trolling reviews. It's pathetic. I don't understand, especially one Patricia Hernandez. I don't know why people like her are allowed to get paid to do this type of thing, and yet gamers fall for the bait every time. I don't understand this. Now, I do want to move on, because Konami is surveying you fans if there should be a Metal Gear Rising sequel. Now, look, Konami, I don't have a problem with that, but if you're going to DLC us to death, then I don't want the sequel. It's that simple. What you should be doing is focusing on Metal Gear Rising Complete Edition, all right? That has all the DLC, and then do that. But what you're trying to do is trying to see if you can keep milking a fan base. That's wrong. I don't have a problem with the game in general. I think the game is great, okay? But I refuse to be nickeled and dimed to death because you want to keep it going. You shouldn't have to survey fans. You know how much that game sold. You know where the demand is. You know how great that game was when it came to battle mechanics. Stop, all right? You don't need to survey fans. What you're doing is you're trying to see who's going to pay out of pocket right now. That's what you're doing. I want to move on because I want to talk about Cliffy B. Speaking of paying out of pocket, right? Because we all know in the previous couple of months, he has said a lot of outlandish things. Well, now he is teasing for a new game, and he's trying to say that he's all grown up. I don't buy that. I don't care if he means that in gaming standards or by developer standards. For the things that he has said in the previous months, why would anybody, and I mean anybody, why would you support him? I don't understand this. After things that he has said, I'll go back as far as Devil May Cry when he told the fans, if you don't like New Dante, you can suck a dick. Are you really going to let that? You going to say, yo, I'm going to buy his game now? You going to let somebody say that to you? You know in real life, if someone said it to your face, you know there's going to be a fight. You know that. Those are fighting words. But yet, for some reason, it's okay in the world of video games. You've got to be kidding me. But I'm going to move on. Because I do want to talk about video game for once. Yeah, for once. I want to talk about Infamous, all right? The Second Son thing. Because for those who don't know, and I'll put the spoilers now. Spoilers, people. I don't know how much of this is a spoiler because it's already been announced. But Cole McGrath is dead. That's right. He will not be coming back. He will not make his way back, in any series. As far as I'm concerned, I'm done with Infamous. I loved Infamous 1 and 2. I platinumed them both because I thought that they were great games. And for you to end the story that way is kind of sad. Now, they're trying to say that, because everyone picked the hero ending more than the, the Infamous ending. Look, you can pick whatever ending. They give you the choice to do both of them. So I'm not trying to hear it's the hero ending. All right? It depends on what the developers pick. It's not what the fans pick. Cole McGrath didn't need to die. I was very interested to see if they were going to take him to the next level, like they're doing with Uncharted, with Nate. Like, how many, adventures can Nate go through? The same thing with Cole. I thought they were going to do, how many adventures can Cole go through to see how far he can grow? But it seems like we're not getting that now. Now we're getting his son, who's younger, who has a smart mouth and has powers. This is Devil May Cry all over again. I will not support this. That's how I feel. Now, if you don't feel that way, that's fine. But that's how I feel. I don't care about his son. I really want to see where Cole would go with this, but they didn't go there. So as far as I'm concerned, you've lost a customer. All right? Now, I do want to move on. Capcom. Yeah, Capcom. We have to have a talk, all right? Because they say that Ultra Street Fighter 4 characters aren't just ripped from Street Fighter vs. Tekken. Really? Look, if anyone really believes that, I have some Volcano insurance I can sell you right now. All right? You've got to be kidding me. If you keep falling for garbage, for PR garbage like this, I don't want to hear it. All right? We knew this was coming. We talked about this months before it was happening. And now all of a sudden you'll say, oh, it's not. Look, after the lies that Capcom has told us in the past, 3 years, are you really going to take their words at face value? I don't care how much detail they go into. You have to prove that it's not. And until then, I do not believe you. After the way you've treated fans with the Devil May Cry issue, after the way you've treated fans with the Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3 issue, after the way you've treated fans just overall on your Capcom Unity page, on your forums, you think I'm just going to take your word at face value? Are you serious? No way. But I do want to talk about the fighting game community since we're talking about fighting games. All right? Now, for the previous 2 weeks now, I will say that you have proven me right. Now, I shouldn't even say 2 weeks. I should say this is going on the 3rd week now. So, fighting game community, thank you for proving me right. Now, a lot of you people have asked me what happened to the other video, and it was flagged down. That's right, it was flagged down because apparently someone got butthurt so bad that they decided to flag it down. I'm going to explain this because he sent me a message before even attempting to flag it down because he requested that I take the video down. That's right, because of privacy issues, right? Now, it wasn't the guys that I showed that video from Vegas and their names. No, it wasn't them. It wasn't, you know, was it the guy from SRK? It wasn't him. The kid that I showed the Facebook page, that blurry Facebook screenshot, yes. I talked to him for about 10 seconds because he thought that I had said that, Capcom doesn't want our money when it was actually the opposite. He's the one that flagged down the video for privacy issues. So let me get this straight, all right? You had no problem with privacy issues when you went on a public forum and talked all that trash. You had no problem with privacy issues when, after you saw the video, you called me a racist, which is the funniest thing because, you know what? I've been sitting here saying that racism is a problem. We need to get out of fighting in the community, along with sexism and other things, and then he's going to call me a racist. Like, you are really reaching, buddy. You really are. But it goes to show you, this is what I mean, the immaturity of things. And when this happens, you have to understand, when people get exposed, they want to go back to the Streisand effect. The Streisand effect is a phenomenon whereby an attempt to hide, remove, or censor a piece of information has the unintended consequence of publicizing the information more widely, usually facilitated by the internet. So pretty much it's okay to have your opinion, but it's not okay for me to have my opinion, right? Okay, see, that's the thing. This is what this comes down to. I hope you learned your lesson, but also understand, people, even though the video is down on my channel, the video's been re-uploaded on many other YouTube channels and on other uploading sites. So, like I said before, once it's on the internet, it doesn't go away. You have fun with that. Alright? So as you can see, I'm not mad. When it went down, I wasn't mad. I laughed because you keep proving me right. Your immaturity knows no bounds. And for everyone who is saying, well, Event, for the previous 2 weeks, how do we take care of this? The tournament organizers can't do anything. The sponsors won't do anything. How do we enforce some type of governing body? How do we force some type of standard? Well, it's pretty funny that you would say that because, for those who don't know, the top players are being accused of collusion, and all of a sudden, we're having all these tournaments and all these sponsors come together for anti-collusion. And then after that happened, because I want to say this now, since they did that, understand, fighting game community, if they can get together to do that and stop to have the anti-collusion going on, you know what that means? They can enforce other issues. They can enforce other standards. That's what you're not understanding. If they're going to step up, it was a clear example that they can step up and do something about it. They can do it also for other things. So now you have to look at the sponsors, you have to look at your tournament organizers, you have to keep pushing them. And it seems like nothing's going to happen until you do that. You shouldn't just accept what comes down the pipe, especially if you know that this thing can be improved. But that's not all. After these rules were enforced, then we saw, once again, another pretty much pop-off, that's what they are, pop-off videos for anti-collusion as well.
Alright, they're switching sides.
So stream, so collusion or not? I think right now, like, Stanford cares. Actually, whatever.
Same shit that happens every fucking week. Every week. Alright. So I believe Savage player 1. Oh, let's go. Ryu versus Yang. Cool.
Oh, collusion. Cool. I'm out. Yeah.
Cool. Awesome.
Alright, stream, so what was good? Yo, collusion?
What?
Yo, collusion? What? No, don't collude, man. Don't collude. Don't do it, Kellen. Don't collude. Oh my god, this guy's colluding. Oh my god, stream. Yo, they're both laughing. Yo. Oh, man. Oh, man. Well, yo, collusion, attention, I'll call it, like, yo, collusion? Wow. I don't know. I mean, like, we're all just shaking our heads, nodding. What? I don't, alright, collusion. Fuck. Spooky's about to rage. Yep. Spooky is raging because these guys are colluding. Yep. He just pulled it out, and that is it. I saw it happen in stream. I saw the rage building up and Spooky. But anyway. Yeah, don't collude, guys, because, yeah, this shit keeps happening, so. What's up, man? Yeah, unbelievable, man. I don't even know what to say. You want to switch into Marvel or what? What's going on?
Whatever, man. Like I said, take that shit somewhere else, dog. That shit the fuck out of here.
Yep, I agree. Stop colluding, guys. I was like really stupid. They're staring at us. They're all like, come on.
Yeah, everybody's quiet. You could tell because nobody's saying a goddamn word, and they're just there like it's everyday shit. Oh, let's just keep playing, guys. Fuck out of here.
Yep. I mean, it's gonna happen sooner or later. These guys are gonna get lit up. So they get lit up and learn their lesson. Stop fucking colluding for real.
And not only that, but then after that happened, then the fighters, they started going up against the tournament organizers on Twitter. Once again, where's the maturity? I don't understand this, but that's not all. No. And I'll explain more. Because a writer came out and said that Evo, because, everyone was saying when I said, oh, it was a Hadoken-fest, people got mad at me for saying that. Oh, you don't know what you're talking about, blah, 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 blah. And then you had all these other people who was like, no, really, it was a Hadoken-fest. And, people say, no, you don't know the standards and all this, you don't know. Stop. Stop making excuses. Because that's what they are. And I'm going to explain about this because a writer came out and said the exact same thing. Evo was turned to a Hadoken-fest. And then what happened? The fighting game community jumped all over him. That's right, you banded together, you jumped all over this guy about what he was saying. Now, mind you, we know that in the finals Gen won, and a lot of people were saying, yes, we're happy Gen won because people got tired of seeing that. That's what it came down to. But also understand, after this guy was pretty much harassed, he had to make another article. That's right, saying that he's making amends. He shouldn't have to write another article making amends, and he's explaining how it's not that he was against the Hadoken-fest, it's that he wants people to evolve to break away from certain characters. That's what he's trying to tell you. It goes to show you that the fighting game community gets so emotional, so defensive so quickly without actually reading anything or understanding things. And it's the same thing that happens here. I cannot tell you how many times last week somebody said to me, or even this week, say to me, well, it's not all of the fighting game community that you're talking about. How many times in videos do I have to say it's not all the fighting game community? How many times do I need to put on a whiteboard and say it's not all the fighting game community? Do I need to do it by paint by numbers and tell you that it's not all the fighting game community? Are you even listening to the videos? You're so quick to get defensive and make excuses. I'm going to explain this. Because I read an article last week that was an absolute joke. I'm not even going to put it in the info bar because it was so bad, all right? Trying to say that the reason the behavior that these people are, experiencing on camera, it's because the cameras are around. It's the camera's fault. The fighters never ask for cameras to be on them when they're playing. Are you serious? Are you going to sit here and say that it's the camera's fault? Are you going to tell them we didn't have a meeting for the cameras? It doesn't matter. These people are comfortable in front of the camera. If they weren't, they would let it be known. I'm not trying to hear that. And then he tries to make the comparison, and I love this comparison, all right? He tries to say that it's comparable to street ball. He tries to say that, well, this happens on basketball courts every day, these type of attitudes, but that's not recorded. Nobody talks about that. I always talk about it. So there you go. I always talk about these type of things, and here's the thing. Just because it's not recorded on camera doesn't mean it's okay. It means it still needs to change. But you don't want to hear that. There's 1,000 excuses on why these players act a fool. No. Let's get something straight here, all right? These players, they love the attention. They love this. When you have to start causing some type of drama, and I'm going to show that a little bit later, all right? They want to be celebrities. You want to be a celebrity? Take your ass out, to Hollywood. They want to be a celebrity. This is what they get off on. Don't try to tell me it's the camera's fault. Or no. It seems like everybody wants to make excuses on why you should not blame the person that you're showing in the video, in the comments. People, that do interviews. None of those people should be held responsible, but you want to shoot the messengers. How's that possible? You act like I'm making these people say these things, or this writer is, coming up with this, just making these things up. You've got to be kidding me. But it seems like that's what, what happens. I remember when you guys had said, not too long ago, last week, and, I thank you for saying this, because you said, if Alex Vale or Justin Wong had said the same things that you say in your video, the fighting game community would praise them and say, oh, they're full of wisdom. But because it's not them and it's you, they're just going to try and bag on you. That's true. I told you before about how why you treat these people as celebrities, and that's damn the truth. It seems like you're so worried about what a person does, because some of you people had said to me last week that there's other people on forums saying they won't listen to you because of your attitude event. Look. If you gotta find a reason, one guy even said he wouldn't listen to me because of the way I wear my hat. Right? I'll tell you, if you have to find a reason on why not to listen, you're not ready for the truth. And I'm not mad at you either, because you know what? This is old. They said the same thing in DCUO, the fan base, the MMO people. They said the same thing in Devil May Cry. It's nothing new. If you cannot handle the way I've been doing videos, the way I construct videos, the way I talk in videos, it's not meant for you to be reached. But when you come out and you say, well, gamers are athletes, and I want to put it like this. Some of you people said that, I respectfully disagree. Some of you made videos and said I disagree, and that's fine. I don't have a problem with that. We can agree to disagree. But when you come into my comments, all right, and you talk about, I'm going to prove you wrong, blah, 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 and then you give me the same links that I've already produced, you're an idiot. You're an absolute idiot. And then you track me down on Twitter to argue some more, and you're going to tell me how my life is because you know me so well, right? Right? All right. You're going to track me down, and then when we argue, and then afterwards you say, but I do agree with you. What the hell? It makes no sense. It's stupid. And I put it like this. When you run out of ammo and I keep giving you links and all you can come up with is, you're a scrub, you suck, you have no idea what you're talking about, those are blanket statements that are opinions. You are not bringing anything to the table. And it's funny because all you people who sit here and want to talk about the actual game or talk about styles and things of that nature, you always start out your comments with, well, I do agree with you on the other issues like racism and sexism and things like that, but I want to talk about this in the game. No, if you agree with me on these issues, let's talk about it. But you don't want to do that. It seems like the fighting game community is quite scared when it comes to making things for the better, even though they sit here and say that they love this community, that they have so much passion for this community. That makes no sense at all. I don't understand you. But let's keep on going, all right? Because Capcom, that's right, the Examiner writes, Capcom, are they officially worse than Activision? Now, we talked about this 2 weeks ago about the milking of Street Fighter and things of that nature. That's pretty much what the article is, all right? To say, are they worse, are they better? Personally, I think Capcom needs to change their outlook on things. They just do. It's pathetic that this would be, this would happen. And they tried to say the same thing if you read the article that I put in the info bar about, about Street Fighter. I believe there's another article not too long ago about Capcom was looking back on 30 years of their business. And, I'll put that in the info bar as well so you can see. It's nothing but PRBS. They want to thank the fans for all the support. But let's get something straight. It's the fans you keep disrespecting. But you want to thank them for what? For blindly following you? Those who do blindly follow you? It's ridiculous. But I want to keep going and talk about the attitude of things. Because Filipino Champ, that's right, we got to talk about this again. He feels that tournaments should contribute more to players financially. He's all for anti-collusion, but he feels as though the money should go more to players. And I disagree completely. I'm not going to say respectfully because he's an idiot. I don't know why people would even listen to him. And I'll explain. Because John Choi comes out and talks about the cost of running the NorCal regionals, all right? It costs, what, $21,000, $22,000? And the sponsors only put up $4,000. You know what that means? That means the rest is out of pocket when it comes to machines and things of that nature, all this type of tech. You have to understand. Then we have to, you know, I showed you not too long ago where stuff was getting stolen. You have to understand, these tournament organizers need more money. Why should the money go to the players? You're already sponsored. And I'm talking about sponsored players. I'm not talking about just random people. I'm talking about sponsored players. If you have a problem with the money that you're making, then you need to talk to your sponsors. You have to understand, and I'm going to put this as serious as possible, as real as possible, because apparently these guys who've been playing these games don't understand how tournaments are run. Tournaments, when you play in tournaments, you do realize it's one big advertisement for a game, right? You understand that. So the more that you play a certain game, the popularity rises for that game. That means people are going to run out and buy that game. It is not about you, the player. You are replaceable. You understand that, right? So when people say, well, you know, without the players, the tournaments are nothing. How about this, players? Without the fans watching, you players are nothing. You have to understand, there's a standard here. You understand that there's a tree that goes on. It's almost, if you want to say, like a pyramid scheme almost. Because if you think about it, without anyone watching, the tournaments fall as well. It doesn't matter who's playing. Now, if you want to talk about, oh, well, such and such is playing this person, then you know what that is? That's PR hype. That's all that is. The players don't mean much if you're not doing it right. And the thing is, the sponsors, they need to step up more. They do. Especially since they're the ones that have most of the money. The tournament organizers need more money to keep this going. And we talked about this yesterday on the fan page, because we talked about how, you know, more games need to be popularized. That's right, not just Street Fighter or Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom. I understand Capcom games are popular, but understand that there's more fighting games than that going on. So you need to raise the level of other fighting games. They need to be spread out equally. Why? Because when you have more games that are popular, that brings more fans. That brings more of the community. That means the community grows more. And it seems like people don't understand that. Now, I will say this, all right? If you want, and I said this in my How to Fix Capcom video, all right? How to fix it. If these people want to play, the sponsors should give the players more money, cover them more, the sponsors, all right? But when you're playing, you should play for scholarships or trophies, all right? That's it. That's all you get. But the money that goes into this, when there's a pot, that should go to charity, right? Or go back into the sponsors or back into the tournament organizers. It's not that hard to realize. Everybody gets what they want. But it seems like everybody wants to fight for greed. And Filipino Champ should be the last person to even open his damn mouth. Because when things like this happen, once again, I don't understand how people can cheer this guy on.
Champ just leaves. He just leaves. He didn't even check his gear.
I really don't know why you guys made me play him. It was totally outclassed.
Here we go.
It was a complete waste of time, and I don't understand this. I feel like I got disrespected. Like, I thought Cali is my home. This is me. And you guys gotta bring me a fucking washed up motherfucker? Like, he ain't gonna beat me. Okay? This is not a match. So the fact that you guys asked me to play him, I felt totally disrespected. He's not on my level. Thanks.
Blatant disrespect for no reason. Getting ego, thinking you're smart, over a video game. Seriously, somebody needs to take this dude out back and let him know how it is. You know, I would love to take this dude out back and seriously, and show him what's up. You have to be kidding me that this is okay. And I'm not trying to hear that he's got to play the villain role. I'm not trying to hear all that, all right? Like I said, if you have to create drama in fighting games, it means you have no life, because there's enough drama out here in the world. Take your ass outside if you want drama. It's pathetic that these things are happening. When did it become okay that winning is everything and that we shouldn't have mutual respect between our fellow gamers and in our community? That's what I don't understand. Where did this, you know, I'm going to play any way I want and you just have to deal with it? No. Understand, this is how fighting games work. Like I said, when you had house rules, and a lot of people love to bring this out, house rules are outdated. All right, we're going to go back to when that clown, tried to say about street ball comparing to gamers versus athletes, if that's where we're going to go. By that logic, if you go to any place, any basketball court, guess what? They're all going to have their separate rules. Checkmate. Now, since that's done, this is what happened. And people were saying, I can't believe that you guys play like that back in the day. Yes, because when you showed that type of disrespect, it wasn't just players. No, the management, the arcade management, they were on board with this. because they knew at the end of the day you had to show respect. If you think winning is everything and you so much love this community and that you grew up on these games, you sure as hell haven't learned anything from them. And that's what it's all about. The fight is everything. Whether you win or lose, it doesn't matter, because it's about engaging with that opponent. And it's supposed to be fun. But it seems like people don't understand that these days. Oh, you gotta have super strategy. Look, when you make everything so damn mechanical, it becomes boring. That's how I see it. Now, you don't have to agree with that. That's fine. That's just how I see it. Alright? But understand, this is becoming a problem. And link in the info bar, it says losing the fighting game community one event at a time. Understand, fighting game community, these people that write these articles, they're not looking to bag on you. This is what they see. It's not about not reporting, the positive and negative. I've shown you guys plenty of times in videos all the charities that the fighting game community has done, and I've applauded them for that, okay? But understand that all the negative that is coming down the pipe, they're trying to raise awareness so that it can change. But it seems like people don't want to do that. It seems like everyone's just okay with this. You've got to be kidding me. I could easily come out here and call you, spineless and everything else, but then you say, oh, well, you're insulting us, you're calling us stupid, you're calling us spineless, we don't like the way that you're going about things. Look, if you act that way, I'm going to treat you that way. That's simple. Like I said, people, this is something that needs to be done. Like I said, these people, they talk about how they love this stuff. You need to start showing it. I mean, seriously, like I had said afterwards, this week, I was like, you know what, I'm done with this. Let's just let it burn. And then a lot of you people came out and said, no, you shouldn't give up on the fighting game community. We need more of this type of information. We need people like you. And then there's others who say, no, let it burn. Because obviously they don't give a damn and they don't care. What do you want me to do? I can only do but so much. If the community is going to sit here and keep firing at me or anyone else who are just bringing up issues and raising awareness because they don't think that they can do no wrong, because that's what it is. They think it's perfect the way it is. Let's get something straight here, all right? And I'll say this again, all right, because I've said it before in a video. When you have, let's say, a team that wins the Super Bowl, do you think they're just content with just that? That's it? No. They improve. They re-up, they reload, they improve so they can win another Super Bowl. You constantly keep improving. Why? Because that is the heart of a champion. It's the same thing with the fighting game community. You can keep improving. No matter how good something is, you can keep improving. But it seems like you don't want to do that. You want to stay at the stalemate where everyone just acts reckless and acts like they're movie stars and they can get away with it, pop stars or whatever. No. That's not real life. You understand that, right? I guarantee you, if they did that without all these sponsors and all these cameras around, if they did that to somebody, I guarantee you, they meet the right person, somebody gonna let them know. But y'all want to hear that. Like I said, I'm done with this until you are ready to grow up. That's what it comes down to. I'm not going to waste my time on this anymore. Because, seriously, I'll just stick to the tournament that we're getting ready to do, and that's it. And just cater to those people who actually get it. That's it. I don't give a damn about the rest of it. Unless this changes, and like I said, it has to start from the top up. It can't just be the fans, too. The tournament organizers have to get together. The sponsors have to get together. That's it. I don't know why everyone's so scared. I don't get it. But I will say this. I'm going to try to get another video out for you guys. Like I said, I'm going to try to get The Walking Dead out for you. You know I'm going to Hadoken this week. I believe that there's a charity for disabled gamers at Hadoken that I will be going to while I'm there. Pachinko Machines, I believe. Was it hopefully there's some, some fighting tournaments. If there's some fighting tournaments there, I will, record? I will probably participate in King of Fighters if they have King of Fighters there. I don't know what's going on, all right? But that means I would have to practice between now and tomorrow, which I don't know where I'm going to find the time, all right? You know what I mean? I haven't played that game since the last I recorded. So, I'll figure it out. You know what I mean? I got a lot of stuff to do tonight. I still have packing. I still have to look at the schedule for Otacon. I got a lot of things to do. All right, but like I said, I will try to get the Walking Dead video out for you guys. End of chapter 4 tomorrow, hopefully. So hopefully this is enough for now. I'm done, people. This is just ridiculous. I'll talk to y'all later. Y'all be safe. I'm out.